Hi, good morning. Welcome back to Escape Forever Free. I am Faith. Thanks for taking this step with me. So, we are on our journey to restore mental, physical, spiritual, and social wholeness. We have started a number of steps together as we try to do this. We have started our exercise. We have had meditation and reflection on the Sabbath, and we continue to work together towards this wholeness. This morning, for our meditation devotional moment, as I advised about 2 weeks ago, we start our mornings with alone time with God and with meditation, praise, devotion, we would often call it. Today, I want to share on mental health. So, I have prepared a little piece in terms of my thoughts and my ideas as to how we can reclaim and restore and maintain positive, effective, healthy mental health. So here we go. The skills required to live a appreciably healthy life are not taught much in formal education. Instead, it is acquired through much time with the Creator. As the Bible puts it briefly in 1 Corinthians 10, verse 31, it says, "Whether therefore ye eat or drink, or whatsoever ye do, do it all to the glory of God." Clearly, as this scripture suggests, honoring God should be the center of our livity. It's truly the wisdom of God only that can allow us to acquire the skills we need to live a healthy life. And again, the same holy book educates us in Proverbs 9, verse 10, and says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding." What does this mean? I think it suggests that it is reasonable to expect that seeking after God and holiness provides the skills and the gifts of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that we all need to be able to live the good life. All of these key skills, if we notice, are centered around our mental capacities. From our minds, sometimes used interchangeably in scripture to refer to our heart, from these areas are the issues of our life. Proverbs 4 verse 23 puts it this way, and it says, "Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life." Monitoring and guarding our thoughts is essential to creating and sustaining healthy mental wholeness. I I have sorry, in the state of our mind or our hearts as we often refer to it is fed, or from the state of our mind is fed our perceptions, our words, and even our behaviors in all of our relationships. So, what does this require of us? How do we now, with this knowledge, prepare ourselves to attain and keep good mental health? Well, we must learn how to live well. How to live well starting in our minds or our heart, as the Bible often interchange those words. If this is not happening natural for us, then we must detox and retrain our minds and equip them with these skills that are needed for us to live this holistic life in which our mental health has a balance that can lead us to a healthy lifestyle. And this, of course, as we know, must begin with a healthy mind, a healthy heart. So we want to be able to do these things that will create that healthy mind in us. And let us remember that a healthy mind is the way and the avenue through which we enjoy life and living. So we have to therefore learn to strike the balance. All right? How do we do that now? We want to keep a harmonious balance between our physical, spiritual, social, as well as our mental wholeness. Here I will present a few steps, about 5, as to how we can do this effectively based on my experience in trying to monitor, build, and sustain a healthy mental status. 1. You are going to practice to guard the channels that lead to the avenues of your mind. How? So you're going to start to be very watchful of what goes in and what comes out of your mind. These channels are our 5 senses. Yes, these senses can work for us in good pleasure and even against us in evil pleasures. So, I'm suggesting that we dedicate these 5 senses to God and protect them from evil sources, and that we sustain them with godly and holy positive sources. And the main supply through which this source will come is the Holy Book. So we would want to feed on the teachings of the blueprint. Number 2, create avenues of release. Life can be full of stressful and anxiety-driven challenges and problems. So I want you to set up and utilize a system for freeing your mind. Free yourself of mental and emotional burdens and stressors. I know this is hard, but I know it is also possible. Hard as this may be also, freeing your mind and protecting those avenues may include discontinuing ties with some people, some things, and some habits that have been long-standing in your life. Our cumbered minds must have release avenues. They need to be able, our minds need to be able to exchange the stressors for relaxation, for relief, and for positive thinking and reinforcement. And so, you want to move to number 3. Set aside alone time with God and keep it up daily. Alone time with God allows for you to have that spiritual rejuvenation and strengthening that our minds need to sustain health. So, prayer, praise, reasoning with God, and teaching, sharing what you learn with others, and feeding yourself daily on His words are very good ways for which you can tap into creating avenues for a healthy mental state. Point 4, invest in learning how to give and how to receive healthy communication. Our relationships are very important to us, and they are very important parts of our lives. and they help to make us or break us. So we want to maintain healthy relationships. Monitor your impulses, monitor your tongue and the habits of your tongue and the habits of your impulses and what they activate and what they release as uncensored words. Remember, as Psalm 18 verse 21 tells us, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. And so we must train our minds to live well, starting with how we use our words and how even we receive words that are used to us. If this is not happening naturally, I am clearly suggesting that we must detox and retrain our minds and equip them with these skills that are needed for us to have a holistic development that will lead to a healthy lifestyle and that will also feed our minds and help them to become healthy again. Do you want to enjoy life and living? Then learn to strike and keep the balance. This harmony between your physical, spiritual, social, and mental wholeness. So, step number 4 has just been completed. Let's go to step number 5. Before we go to step number 5, another point on step number 4 is that remember that our words build up and maintain healthy relationships. So we want to invest heavily on that, as we said, because our relationships matter to us and we want to keep them as a part of our support system. However, we have to understand the power of our words in our relationships. So when we are communicating, be very mindful of how your words are being used. Your words will not always be smoothing and silky, but your words must always be seasoned with love. So, whilst you will not always be saying praises with your words, sometimes you'll have to admonish, sometimes you'll have to correct. But we are encouraging here that this is done in love. That when the person who is receiving the correction, the words that come from our mouths fall on their ears, even when it is difficult and hard situations that we're dealing with, they should still be able to feel the love in our words. This does not come naturally, so we have to build a habit and practice until it becomes a regular part of our lives. All right? So we want to, in cases we're very angry, very hurt, very emotional, very buoyed up and defensive in our feelings and our thoughts in any given situation, delay, delay, delay the words that you allow your tongues to utter. Do not respond with words at that time. Delay, delay until your emotions and impulses are again subdued to good reason and wisdom. Remember, hurting words can destroy a good, long-standing, and healthy relationship within seconds. Now, finally, at point number 5, choose happiness. Choose happiness. Being happy is essential to your mental health, and good mental health and being happy is a choice. So, I want to say, you must choose it. Happiness is a gift, and the best way to achieve this is by putting out the efforts as well as asking God to grant you this gift. Now, this gift is easily acquired through the fruit of the Spirit. So, I would therefore suggest that you ask God to grant you the fruit of the Spirit. In Galatians 5, verse 22, it says, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faithfulness, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law." In addition, build a habit of reasonable optimism and reject pessimism. Yes, choose to be optimistic, choose to be positive, and refuse to be negative. Finally, remember, a healthy mind is directly connected to a healthy body and even a healthy spirit and social relationships. And therefore, you cannot afford not to invest in a healthy mental state. So, as research shows, mental health has been found as a main precedent of many physical ailments and diseases. So, we cannot afford to allow our bodies to have the experience of ill health if we can avoid it. So today, I want us to reclaim, to invest, to restore, and to maintain a healthy mental state. This is Escape Forever Free. I am Faith. Will you take this step with me? Today, let's start working and restoring our mental health. Thanks for joining me. Remember to subscribe, like, and share this video